All right, what I am doing is connecting my beads to the backing of the quilt so that I can put the top on and get this bad boy quilting. Okay. Okay. Hey guys, welcome in. I'm about to quote this panel here that says, "My hero." It's for a kid, so I'm getting ready to do some quilting. I know it's late, but that's what I'm doing. Working late. So I have my top on. I'm putting the backing on so that I can have it ready to go. Then I will get a design. Uh-oh. Came off my little scissors here. Hope everybody's having a great morning, because isn't it morning? Yeah, it's morning already. I wanted to get this started. I'm using a very nice flannel backing, and the front for this quilt is going to be the little superheroes. It's a kid quilt, It's for a baby. So I'm going to use some black batting. Is my choice of batting for this one. Let's see, let's get started here. I have not picked my layout yet, so I still have that to do. But I am going to use some black batting in the middle. I just need to make sure that it is long enough, and I think it is, because, yep, it is. So I'm going to float my batting. I need my... Hope everybody's had a great weekend. Starting off your week hanging out with me on live. I haven't been on YouTube live. I mean, I haven't been on TikTok live in a long time. Got little pieces of thread here. Get that out of there. So I am Sean, owner of Go Savvy Designs. I quilt. I also sew earlier this afternoon on my YouTube live. I made a pillow, a reading pillow, where you could actually put books into the pouch. I'm always working, but I forget to go live, so I had said that I would do it today, so here I am. No time like the present, especially when I'm already in here working, so might as well contribute. All right, so now I'm going to float my top. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. So this is called a long arm if you're not a quilter. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome in. I am about to make a baby quilt. All right. Now let's make sure everything is tight. This one won't take very long. Okay. So how's everybody doing? You guys doing okay? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hey, Sean. Welcome in. I am going to try to find, first what I have to do is set my area And I always set the area first, and I set my area outside of the quilt, so that way I don't have to, give myself a little room. Now, the problem I'm having right now is this is still moving and it should not be. Okay, I think I got it now. All right, and it kind of like in embroidery, it needs to be taut, but it doesn't need to be too tight. You need to have a little bit of wiggle room in here. And so I use Pro Stitcher Lite. And with Pro Stitcher Lite, basically, it is a computerized program where I can basically set everything up and do all of the things. So let me do something. I will switch you guys over so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm also going to move. I have both phones going. So I got YouTube on one and TikTok on the other. So that you all can see, what she says, is this machine specifically, it is specifically for quilting. It's called a long arm. And basically I can do what's called free motion quilting, where I move the machine myself and put the patterns into the quilt, or I can do what I'm about to do now, which is automatically program it so that it will run the stitch pattern based on the area that I set. So very similar to what we do with our embroidery, with the exception of it's putting the pattern um, off into the quilt for me. So when you see like quilted items and things like that, it is literally because of the fact that it has either been hand done, which is called free motion quilting, or it's been computerized, which I'm using Pro Stitcher Lite. This is the Moxie. Actually, this is the first Moxie. I'm kind of upset because now this is a 15-inch. It has 15 inches here to there. There's a new Moxie that's actually 18 inches in this called, it's called the Moxie XL. So, but this is the first Moxie. Don't get me wrong, I love my Moxie. And when my quilt pays for the upgrade, we're going to go on up whenever it does. But at this point in time, we not. So we're going to stick with this. And what I have to do again is set my area, which is similar to embroidery, where we set our hoop we understand where the hoop is. So this is very similar to that, where I'm going to set the area of where I want it to do the embroidery. So let's go there. And the first thing I do is I set my frame space. And so it's a 2-corner frame space set. Then I take it all the way down to this side. Oh, I'm glad I did that because I had 2 of my leaves up under here. That's not good. That would have caused a problem when it started moving. And so I always try my best to come off of the, let's see. So this is going to catch. See, it's very important that you know where everything is. And so let me, because I would hate for this to, see, this is supposed to come down. So we're going to go right here and put my next one there. So now that I've done my frame, I'll come back and I'll actually do the actual area for which I wanted to quilt. So you set a frame first. Then after you set a frame, then you go and you set the area. And so now, because I wanted to start a little bit off of the top, so then I set my corner there. Then I come back and I come all the way down here. And I set my next corner right here on the edge. So now, if I go look here, I will have 2 boxes. And what you will see is on this screen, um, what you see is the two boxes. There is a brownish looking box, which means that's my frame. And then there's the purple box, which is where it's going to actually put the images. So I have the two frame area set on that one. So that way I can do that. Now, the next thing that I'll do is actually go in, and there are pre-programmed motifs for the quilting. So I I have my favorites. I've also modified some. Like I can modify on this screen. I can even create my own and upload it here. So if I had time, I would have went and got something. Since this is a superhero theme, I could have done something like pow, wow, all this stuff like superheroes did back in the day. But I am just going to look and see if there's anything that I really want to use. And you can see right here. Ooh, sorry. Um, you can see here there are a ton of selections available. So like I can pick all different things. And I can pick a whole lot. There's tons of designs. So with each one of the designs, I can literally um, just pick. So I can slide up, and there's more designs here, and you can just pick whatever you're looking for. And because this quilt is for a little boy, I'm thinking of something more masculine. Like there's a duck, but see, we're doing superhero, so we wouldn't put that in there. um Got to stay on task. And then there's more. So like with each one, like you can pick different things. These are different types of triangles. Um, there are, let's go to the blocks. Oh, here's a dump truck, but I want something that's just going to be kind of free flowing. I could do ABCs, but that's not superhero ish. Um, and so because I want something that's going to be continuous, I think I'm just going to go to the continuous line stuff. I'm going to go back up here. Trying to think. Maybe let's use one of, let's cancel that. Go back up here to design. And maybe I'll use some stipple. Let's see. Yeah, because that'll be cool for a little boy. And the one thing I have to do is just line up, make sure it's within this purple line here. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in all of this. So I'm going to do to my repeat tab, and I'm just going to have it repeat it. As you see, it repeats it there. Now, it just popped outside of the line. So what I want to do, I'm going to hit fill so that it'll fill in all of this. And you see, it took my line there. Now I'm going to do a stretch so that it stretches it. But then I'm going to back off just a tad because I think that is too far out. So I'm going to reduce it some. Let's see. Because I don't want it to give me an error and saying it's over. So now it's in there. But I don't think, I think it's not. I want to move it up a little bit. Just a tad. So let's do this. Stretch it up. There we go. Now, what I need to do now is take and modify this, and I can actually crop it so that it will take off all of that stuff. So I hit outside. I didn't do it. Because I definitely want it. Now, what I don't want is for it to cut lines and then it's like where it would have to stop at all these points. I don't want it to stop. I want it to continuously just keep going. So you have to be mindful of that. So I'm gonna go back to my repeat and I'm gonna hit warp and let's see, modify this. Do basic. And then what I'm going to do is I want this. So let me do this. I'm gonna start over because that just, I really want it to be in the right spot, and I want it to design, and we're gonna do stipple. And so now I really need to bring it inside of my little section. So see, it's way up there. So I'm gonna bring it down up in here because this is where I need it. So now let's go over here. We're gonna repeat it. And I also want it to now make sure it's good. Now it's not giving me the stretch options, and it really should be. So that's just doing the gap from there to there. Now, what I'm wondering is if this, when it gets ready to stop, because this is a continuous line, this stipple is, but then when I added this one, now it gives me this over here. So then it's gonna have to stop on this end, go all the way back over here. Then I gotta cut it because it's gonna stop. It will literally stop right there. And so what I have to do is fix this. So you can actually add stops. You can add a lot of things. And I'll go back if you guys had questions. Let me see. Again, thank you guys for joining the live. I am Sean, and I am working on a quote for a kid. And in the upcoming week, next Sunday, I will be doing a t-shirt quilt, and we're going to put it together on live and stitch it, get the quilt top ready, and then we will be adding all of our quilting in there. Let me tell y'all something. Undo is your friend, baby. I am a big component of hitting the undo button. So that's what I just did there. I hit the undo button, and I hope you can see that the stippling is gone, that second row, because I want this really to be a continuous line. So here's it should be, let's see. Okay, I know what I did wrong because I need horizontal. So one more. But it won't do fill or, let's see, modify, reposition. I really just wanted to stretch into the entire area, and that's normally right here. So I know what I'm gonna do. Sometimes I have had to, let's do clear all. And because I've had this on for some time and I wasn't doing anything, let me do this. I'm gonna restart it. It's a typical computer, guys. Literally typical computer. So you have to restart stuff. You gotta just keep going. But yeah. So let's see. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. Making sure nobody said anything. Okay, let's turn this bad boy back on. Let it power up. Wait till I turn it on. So the fun thing about this one is once you get it going, it like takes off and it goes all around, and then it stops at the point where you want it to stop. But then once you just roll it, and so you roll it, and then it'll end up being ready to rock and roll, kind of like. And I do have one that I did. I'm making a bag, so I will show you guys this one while that's restarting. So I'm making a bag, and this is the quilted fabric for that bag. And so this is the Tula Pink, some Tula Pink fabric. And so this is going to be on the outside. Isn't that cool? Like it's just lions and tigers and bears on mine. But, and the quilting that I used in this one is, can you see it? It's like little small crosses. You can see it better on the back. So let me turn it back over so you can see. Because the back is cream, but you can see it better here. But that is the quilting pattern that's in this one. So, but this is the front of it. And it's going to be a big old purse. Let me show my YouTube folks the quilted pattern, and I'm ready to do it again. So because I turned it off and turned it back on, I will have to reset my my frame and all of that stuff. So this is the quilted pattern, and this is the Tula Pink one here. So now I am about to reset everything we had here. This Moxie is by Handy Quilter. Now let's reset our little area. So let me go modify area. I'm gonna set my frame space. So here, boom. There's one corner. I have to do a 2-corner set. And I go off a little bit. Second corner. Now we're gonna set our stitch area, and I always put it at the corner up here. And then bring it down here to this edge. And so this is how far it will stitch. Okay, so now I'm back. I got my box, and I'm ready to, let's put this where I can see everything. And so now I am ready to set up my, my print. So what's gonna stitch out. So let me do something. I normally have my little, here it is. I got a little stylus that I use for this screen, so I'm not putting my finger marks all over it. Okay, so what I do here is I take and I set all this up by going to File, then Design, and then I pick a design. In this case, I'm going to use Stipple. I'm going to bring it over here. I don't want to touch the purple line, as I want to have it as far from the purple line as possible. Then I'm going to go up here to repeat because I want it to repeat. I'm going to hit the plus sign, and plus sign to try to fill it in as much as possible. Then what I'm going to say, stretch. And I want it to stretch down. So see that? Now, that's what I was trying to get it to do earlier. So it stretched it all the way across and it's giving me like a little wavy feeling. So I think that'll be cool for a little boy. And so this is all the stitch. It's called stipple. And so what I have to do is once I have it set, then I'm going to hit the baseline button. This is how I know that that's what I'm going to put on here. I'm baselining it and then it's pretty much ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to move you over here. And what I like to do first is I always set my own baseline. So I do a freehand stitch across before I do anything so that I can make sure that one, my thread is ready to go. So I do a down and up to pull my thread through. Oh my God. And I'm glad I did that because guess what? I changed my thread to be navy blue, but I have not pulled through the navy blue on the top. Like I didn't switch it out, guys. I did not. I forgot. I'm glad I just did that because, yeah, got a problem over here. So please tap the screen, share the live, do all the things. Hey, K3. Yep. So the way I do this is I literally just take the old thread and pull through the new thread by just tying a little knot. And then I'm going to pull through the new thread so that I don't have to go through the process of all the rethreading. It is literally just bringing it through and the blue comes through. Uh-oh. Now, unless you put this loop in here too tight, like a special person. And there we go. All right, so that's through there. And I keep me, because everything we do in stitching world, you have so much thread. So I keep me got me a little trash can here. It's my thread trash can. And so now I just need to thread the needle. And then once I thread the needle, should be good to go. As far as getting this up, let me tell y'all something. These needles and the little eye of the needle is always a thing. I feel like I can't see, but there's a way that you just glide this down the front of these needles, especially these quilting needles, and then it should go straight in. It's right there. There you go. All right, now my problem is sometimes I have so much static, I pull it right back out. Okay. So there we go. So now, all right. I like to make sure that it catches, and I'm just gonna do a stitch running across the top, and this will stabilize it for me. Now, one thing that I could do would be to lock my channel, and if I lock the channel, what that means is it's literally locked to go that way, only the one way. Now, now that sounded horrible. So Houston, we have a problem. This means something happened underneath. I heard it. It was the bobbin. Something happened with the bobbin. Not sure what though. All right. Let me try to cut this. Okay. All right, now what I have to do is I'm bringing this back over here so that I can see, and I have to figure out what just happened. Because um, sometimes it's literally just a kind of like a thread break or something gets caught. Sometimes it's even worse. So I have my little light here to give me some additional light underneath. Because I definitely need that. So looking here at the underneath this bobbin case, because sometimes you can see, sometimes you can't. But I have to figure out what just happened, because something definitely happened. I see thread. Okay, I see what happened. So it looks like my thread is caught inside of the bobbin housing, the rotary housing. So I need to get, and I'm gonna have to figure out why it did that. But I need to get all this thread up out of here. It's definitely a lot in here. And it's stuck. Like, it's hard to pull some of that out. So that's stuck. Okay. I'm gonna have to get some other little tools. I definitely need some new nose pliers right now, because that's one of the things that will definitely help get some of that thread out of there. I'll try some snips, but it's in there. It's definitely in here. See if I can't brush some. For all you late night crafters, what you working on? This is the kind of stuff you would send me to bed early. Like, okay, I was gonna stay up and work. Guess not. I'm gonna go to bed. It's one of those things, because when they start doing stuff like this, I'm gonna need a clear head to get all this thread out of there and keep going. But the good thing is, this type blanket, it may, if all goes well, everything, all stars align and everything happens right, it will normally take about 40 minutes to do, so it wouldn't be too bad. Like, that's an easy quilt. That's an easy thing to quilt. So it looks like, guys, I'm gonna call this a night, because I really need to figure out what caused this. Normally when you get thread like this, it's something with the bobbin case, so I gotta check my tension on the bobbin case, make sure that's good, because that can cause it. It is just, I mean, all the other machines, if you are a seamstress, you sew, or you are an embroiderer, we have the same issues. All machines that with thread, your thread could be your worst enemy. But in this case, honey, there is thread all off in this bobbin case. Jeez Louise, there's a lot in here. So I'm gonna have to get, for sure, some needle nose pliers, because I'm gonna need all this thread up out of here. But I also don't want to do it, you know, you can't be too rough, because these parts are, you know, they need you to be gentle. All right, so I'm trying it, and this is a wire bristle brush that I'm using right now because sometimes that will get the thread out, but you know, I see a lot of thread in there. So what I have to do now is literally see all that thread. It's thread right off in there. There's a lot of thread in there. It's stuck right here. So um, I'm gonna get a set of needle nose pliers. Then I'll come back up and I will get that out. But let me tell you what I'm gonna do because this stippling is perfect. So what I'm gonna do, and it fits most of the things like when I want to do stippling. So I will save this. So I'm gonna go back over here to file. I've already baselined it, so I'm gonna hit save, and I'm gonna save it as wide, wide, do, 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 do. Save it as wide stipple, WIDE. Uh-oh. Let's do backspace, backspace, backspace. W. WIDE and a space, and then we hit save. So now I save this as wide stipple, so when I go back to design, it'll be there, like right there, so I can use it the next time. And so what I'm going to do is hit shut down. I'll shut this down. It's shutting the motor off. It's gonna close it. So I'm shutting it down, guys, because let me tell you, what I'm not going to do is be frustrated. It's not worth it. Not this time of night. Plus, I'll be back tomorrow. I will always come back here, so you have to turn off all the things with your Moxie. And so I turn this off, and it's on a rail. As you can see, it's on a rail back here. And yeah. So the good thing is I have quite a few other things to do tomorrow. So tomorrow is definitely a sewing day. It is definitely a quilting time as well because I got lots of things to quilt. So stay tuned. There will be other things coming. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back. And you know what? I need to post. I'm gonna post a picture of the pillow that I made. I wished I had left it up here, but unfortunately I didn't leave it up here because I took it downstairs to take pictures. But yeah, so that turned out super nice. It was so easy to make. And then I made it out of, so it's made out of the love fabric, and I had accents of yellow. So literally, these are the two fabrics that I use for this. So the love fabric and this yellow. And for my handle, because my pillow has a handle, of course it does. And so the pillow has a handle, but I did make it out of this fabric here. And so I'll post it. I'll post it so you guys can see it. Please stay tuned. Come over to my YouTube channel. It is, if you are in the